I decided earlier today that I wanted to have like a yap session with y'all because I feel like I'm struggling a little bit. And it's a struggle that a lot of you have too, so I felt like I just like wanted to like get it out, but also because I think it's going to help me make videos going forward because this is my channel and I get to do whatever the hell I want, and like I think that's part of the beauty of it. And sometimes I get really stuck in this, like, this is what I'm supposed to do on this channel, when really those of you who watch consistently, those of you who subscribe and then watch and like all the things, you're here for me. And so like if I can have a yap session if I freaking want to. And I started out with this idea to have this like, you know, yappity yap couch comfies. Look at my sweatshirt too, by the way. Like, holy moly. I have on the matching pants too, but I'm sitting crisscross applesauce, so I can't get up right now because I would just have to rearrange everything, and we're not going to do that. But I started out thinking I want to talk to you about like the struggle of being multi-passionate, and that is absolutely 100% what we're going to talk about. But I was really going to make it this like thing and this promo about my new channel, which I do want to talk about. But then like literally within a few minutes, I was hit in the head with something else. And I was like, oh, I don't want to talk about my new channel anymore. And like, I feel like that's how my brain is freaking working. And I know more than anything, I need ADHD medicine, but I also know that I don't do well on things like that. So I kind of like pick my battles, and I titled this like the letter to the multi-passionate person, but honestly, this is a letter to people with ADHD. I really think those two things are like synonymous. I think maybe you can be multi-passionate to the level that I am if you don't have ADHD, but I think it's pretty damn prominent when you do. And the thing is like, okay, so I started this second channel. It is called Side Note, and I created a Substack to go along with it called In the Margins. And I'm really wanting to talk about like subjects and things that have like a deeper meaning, that I'm interested in, that have a deeper meaning. There are 3 videos currently on that channel. One of them is kind of like not really something that I was super proud of, you know, when I first did it. But the other 2 I am. One of them is about like how MLMs infiltrated suburban America and like small towns and things like that. And the other one's about why Mormons can't drink coffee. So both things like super, super fun. And if you're wondering like what kinds of things are on the list of videos that I would want to do on a channel like that, we've got like boomer versus millennial, like buying a house, like what this looks like, why it was so much easier for boomers to buy houses and things than it is for millennials and Gen Z. Like looking into the idea that awards are always paid for, like to win an Emmy, you actually have to like submit that you want to be part of the Emmys and pay money, or to get a Hollywood star, you have to pay. We've got things like what is the dark web, or the rise and fall of NASCAR. Where did all the rainbow vacuum cleaners go? Things like that, like really fun journalistic things that I want to look into. And I have a real interest in this because I have a brain that constantly like bounces from subject to subject. Like right now I'm interested in this, and then tomorrow I'll be interested in that. And it's fun for me. And I think that like it would be something that's fun for people to watch, right? But the problem is every single time I try and like get serious about that channel, I am pulled back by the fact that I have too many ideas for anything. If I really had to sit down and be like, oh, I'm going to make a living doing X, Y, and Z, there are so many things that could fit into what I want to do. It's not even funny. Like, here's the things that I know that I want to do, that I want my life to look like. I want to have time freedom, always. Having time freedom, being able, like this morning, my son's bus didn't come, and I literally like ran him to school, ran and got some breakfast, got a matcha, like, you know, like I had the time to do that. And that's really freaking important to me, especially as my kids were little. Now that they're older also, but even when they're like grown and gone, I want to have the freedom to do whatever the hell I want, whenever the hell I want to do it. And so that's really important to me. But I also want to make videos and create. That is hella important to me as well. That is something that I just absolutely love to do. I love to create videos. I love to create photos. I love to tell stories. I love to, like, be here with y'all. I love it. I know that I want to be and kind of have to be the main character. And that sounds selfish or whatever, but it's really just my personality. Like, I have always been that person. While I am and could be happy working behind the scenes of someone else and someone else's channel or like doing whatever, the real thing here is that I want to have a channel. I want to be the face of a channel. I want to, do that because I enjoy it. And I feel like not everybody does. And so, like, why not tap into that? And I want to leave a legacy and have a legacy, and I want to have fun doing it. So, like, when I think about the things, the values that I have that lead into then, like, what I do for a living or, what I do for whatever, like, those are my values. Time freedom, creating, so videos, photos, creation of some sort, me being the main character, leaving a legacy, and having fun. Like, those are the things that are important. And you can see how like many things could fit into that circle. Like, if that's a circle of all the criteria that have to be met to like be fulfilled in life, I could do whatever, right? I could make videos about pasta. I don't know why I would, but I could. I could make videos about my local area. I could create the second channel that I'm talking about and do videos about like whatever I want to talk about. I could do this, right? And like do a podcast or video podcast or like have guests or continue talking about the things I've been talking about on this channel for years and like talk about being a creator and talk about the behind the scenes. Like I could do whatever the hell I want to fit into that criteria. It doesn't matter. And I think because it doesn't matter, it gives me too much freedom. And I think it like reminds me of the song on Wicked that Jonathan Bailey sings, where it's like, if nothing matters and knowing nothing matters, like basically makes life better. And it's kind of the same way. Like, if those are the criteria and knowing I could do anything in that criteria, then I have a hard time picking what to do in that criteria, And I know I'm not alone. Like, I know so hard that I'm not alone. And because I talk to you every single day and I talk to people every single day who are going through the same thing. And I am so fucking envious of people who are not like this. Like, I'm so envious of people who can say, this is the goal, this is what I'm going after, or I'm going to do this thing even though it is not the top of my joy level, or I'm going to keep doing this thing even though I don't really love it anymore, I don't really care, it makes me money, I'm good. So envious of those people, and I am not those people. I started this channel because I wanted to promote my business. Like, that was why I started the channel. Like, I wanted to have a place where I could do videos that led to lead magnets, that led to funnels, that led to sales, and like all of the things in my business. And it did really well. It's done really well. Like throughout the last like 8 years or however long it's been, it's done well. However, I don't like somewhere along the way, probably about 2020, which has been 5 years ago. But whatever. Probably somewhere in 2020, I realized that I really did just want to be a creator. I didn't want to use this channel anymore as like a funnel. And I also really was kind of sick and tired of talking about that kind of stuff. And I really just wanted this to be like my channel. But I kept and still keep falling into a hole where it's like, I want to like do something else. I want to like be more of a creator, whatever that means. And I'll get into that in a minute, but be more of like a creator. But then I have to pay my bills, right? And so I just keep coming back to like like going through this system of like, well, I want to do this, and I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do this. And then, and also I'm not the person who can just do something that I don't enjoy. I cannot physically do it. And again, I wish I could. I wish I was that person. I'm not. Like, I physically cannot make myself talk about things that I am tired of talking about. Like, I physically cannot be like, oh my God, let's create one more video about digital products. I physically cannot like want to create videos about, the things that I used to create videos about, because I don't enjoy that anymore. There's this line again where some people can be like, yeah, okay, cool. We still talk about it because that's what we do. I'm not that person. I want to be a creator, and I want this channel to ebb and flow as I ebb and flow. I want to be able to put whatever I want to here and not it just be like businessy and marketing-y and all the things. And that I want to be like the reason y'all are watching, the reason you are watching, the reason that anybody watches. And I go through phases where I know that's the case and phases where I know that's not the case. Like right now, if somebody watches my channel, I mean, of course, like you're watching this because you have watched my channel and you are invested in me in some way. But a lot of the views I'm getting are just like, oh, somebody watched my channel because they wanted to learn something. They're not here for me. And that's not what I want. I know long-term, that's not what I want. And so it's really hard because I physically just can't talk about the like money side of business or content creation for another damn minute. Like I just can't do it. I don't know. And it's funny because I know I'm not the only person like this. Like I have so many friends who also have ADHD, most of them. So that tells you something. But who were in this industry when I started or came into the industry pretty quickly after I started and have left because they also are like, I cannot physically talk about this thing anymore. And I have like niched myself into this area where I have to talk about the same thing all the time. And they've kind of just like left and gone. And I don't want to do that. Like I love creating content. Like I truly, truly love creating content. And I have had to kind of have that struggle in real time. Like I've had to like do the videos I don't necessarily want to do because that's what's on the list or because that's what we pitched to sponsor or because that's what I know will do well, like insert any reason here, and it's really hard because that's not what I want to do like 99% of the time. And I said at the beginning of this that I wanted to like talk about my new channel and like that's what I was setting out to talk about when I like set all my crap up and moved my microphone over here and moved my camera and all the things. But honestly, the reason that I decided to go in this other direction is because this new channel is like, I'm doing the same thing with it. Like I'll be like, oh yeah, oh my God, so excited, want to do this thing, so pumped, I'm going to be the next like Johnny Harris or, this person, I don't know, name somebody who does videos like that. And then I get into it and I'm like, I don't want to do all this damn research to do a video. Or I'm not good enough for this. Or I get past that and then I'm like, oh, well, I'm not a good enough editor for this. I don't have the skills to execute the vision that I have, which is a big problem just in general. I think a lot of us struggle with that. We're like, I see the vision. I know what I want to do, but I don't have the skills to execute that. And I'm really feeling that with that second channel because I know what I want to do. I know what I want it to look like. And I don't have the skills to execute it in the way I want to. And plus also I don't have the team members to do that. And plus also I either just have to suck it up or not do it. And I heard somebody on a podcast say that like most people are going to fail at like YouTube or, doing something like that because they're too precious. And instead of just like getting the shit out into the world. And I do feel like I'm like that with the second channel. I don't feel like I'm like that with this channel. There's a lot of times when I've put out videos where I'm like, good enough. Like it gets the point across. But with the second channel, I am very like, oh, like it just needs to be more perfecter. And it's not. And like whatever. And so what I've decided with that second channel is that when I want to film a video, it's going there. And when I don't, I don't. And that's fine. And I have 10,000 ideas, literally, probably 10,000 ideas. And if I want to film them and script them and do the things, I will. But with this channel, I've really been on the struggle bus in a lot of ways. Like I've been on the struggle bus because the channel's been on the struggle bus. Like my last couple of videos, I haven't even broken 1,000 views. Like what the hell is that? And they're videos that I was actually really excited about. And so that makes it even worse because then I'm like, oh, they suck. I suck. Whatever. But then it's like, what am I doing here? What do I want to do? And what kind of videos do I want to make? And then I end up making this video that you're watching because I literally I'm paralyzed. I'm paralyzed with ideas. I'm paralyzed with what the next thing is. And I feel like it's such a multi-passionate problem that hopefully you can understand if you're also that way. Like I love talking and doing and thinking and creating about lots of things. Like, yes, that second channel sounds amazing and I love it. And there are times when I'm like super invigorated to think about these stories and super motivated to be a voice in the world that is factual and does do research and does do, good journalism and things like that. And then I'm like, I don't want to work that hard, And I think that that's been a huge problem for me because I got into my like lazy girl, soft girl era, back long time ago, like pre-COVID. And I kind of could take my foot off the gas a little bit. And then because I could take my foot off the gas, I kind of never fully put my foot back on the gas. And you don't see that. Like, you don't see that, but I know that. Like, I know that I was hella motivated at certain points in my career with this channel, with my business, like whatever. And then I have like taken my foot off the gas. And then I have to like rebuild and all the things. And I actually had a friend reach out to me one day, and she was like, hey, I have this reel that's doing super well. It's promoting this thing that she's selling. And, hello, if you're watching, I know you probably are. So, but it's promoting this thing that I'm selling and, like whatever. And I'm thinking about running ads to it and it's doing really well, but the reel is terrible and it's 4 seconds long. And she had all these reasons that she like wanted to redo the thing. And I'm like, but Queen, it's working. Like, it's working. Just do the thing. Like, it's fine. It's working. And then I told her, hey, like, I've seen this happen so much, and I have, that something is working, and then we take our foot off the gas, or we, like, move to something else. We go and we try and do something else, or whatever. And then it's almost nearly impossible to get that other thing to pick back up again. And that's exactly what I feel like my business has been, is like, oh, I'm like really motivated. I'm really excited and I'm like ready to go and do this thing. And then I'm like, oh no, I don't want to do that anymore. And I go over here and do this other thing. And then that thing becomes not a thing that works anymore. And then this thing is the thing. And then I go over here and do this other thing. And then that thing doesn't work anymore. And like, that is the cycle I'm in. And to be quite honest, like if I was just going to be completely honest with myself, like what do you want to do forever and ever? Amen. I want to, again, it goes back to what I was talking about a minute ago. I know what my values are. I want to create content. I know I want to create content. I love it very, very much. I want to have freedom and all these things, right? And in all reality, I just want to be able to talk about whatever I want to talk about whenever the hell I want to talk about it. And that's hard because in the world that we live in, that's not a sustainable business model, right? Like, it's not sustainable for me to be like, oh, today's topic of YouTube is peace in the Middle East. Don't worry, I'm not like a war correspondent, and I would never actually do a video on that because that's not my thing. However, like, just to show you the extremes, like, I can't just be like that, right? Like, peace in the Middle East, video 1, and next week it's a video about my kids, and the next week it's a video about motivation, and the next week it's a video of me like ranting about something, and then the next week it's a video about a camera. Like, I physically can't do that. Not only can I physically not do it, like, because it would drive my brain insane not to have like a clear path of what my videos are supposed to be, but I also cannot do it in the algorithm that we live in. No algorithm, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, none of them are going to let me just talk about whatever the hell I want to talk about. But honestly, in the reality of things, I just want to talk about whatever the hell I want to talk about and get paid for it. And this is where the like real struggle comes in, is like, I want to go on adventures and take photos. Y'all know I love photography. I take photos and do videos and do things and make cool pieces of art or content that go on this channel that excite me and excite you guys and make us all feel like this is a fun place. And then over here, I also want to like talk about how, you know, this cult is a thing and like everybody should know about it. Or on this side, I want to talk about cheese. And it's just such a struggle. And that is the multi-passionate / ADHD mind, I think. And here's the thing. When your channel has been around for as long as mine has and has had periods, and it will have periods forever, where it's up here, you know, and then it's down here, and then it's up here, and it's down here, and it's up here. And most of those periods are self-inflicted. Most of those periods are me either doing stuff I'm not passionate about, and you can feel that, or the algorithm can feel that, or like whatever happens, and, you know, whatever. Or it's like, either way, it's just mostly self-inflicted. But I, like, on this channel that has been around for 8 years and has went like this, in both passion and in topic, even though the topic has always been very closely related. Like, I've always talked to the business owner or the creator, and a lot of times they're the same person, or like they're very, very similar. But when you have a channel that is in that state, right? It's a little older. I'm older. I'm not old, guys. I'm amazing. But it's a little older. It's had some ebbs and flows. And currently in the moment, it is not even getting 1,000 views on a video. There's so many thoughts that go along with that. It's like, do I start a new channel? Do I say F it? You know, like, what do I do? And I cannot ever bring myself to get rid of this channel. And that's a thing, that's like a through line throughout all of this, is like, I worked so hard to build this channel. And maybe that is me being precious about like this channel. But I worked so hard to build it, and I have definitely revived it from dead a million times before. I have said, you know, I'm getting hardly no views. I'm making hardly no money. Let's do this other thing. And I have revived it every single time. But it's also allowing me in this moment where I say, hey, I don't have a lot of people watching my videos. I don't have a lot of money coming in from this channel. Like, from the channel itself, my business is still making money, and like the channel leads to that. But like, from the channel itself, you know, there's not a ton of money coming in. It allows me to kind of say, okay, so what do I want to do? What do you want to do with this channel, Jessica? If this is where our brain is and we're constantly like all over the place, like, then what do you want to do? Because 2 years ago, I couldn't make a pivot on this channel because it was doing too well with X, Y, or Z topic. 5 years ago, same thing. 10 years ago, or 8 years ago, whatever, same thing. And I have pivoted my channel throughout the years. I have gotten more and more and more me, made this channel more and more and more personal, made this channel more and more of a creator's channel rather than like an information talking head that's spitting information at you. But I've done it very slowly and very naturally and very intentionally. And now I'm at a place where it's like I could blow the whole damn thing up and it wouldn't really affect much. And it really wouldn't, like, you know, like who cares? Like, what are we doing? And I know in my heart of hearts that I just want to create, that I just want to create. And that creation is the thing that I'm passionate about. It's not necessarily the subject matter. It's the actual act of creating. And the reason the second channel tends to like overwhelm me a little bit is because it's more work than I've ever had to do on a video on this channel, you know? But also because I know that even switching up the topics, even like really keeping it kind of broad, I still will get to the point where I'm like, I'm so tired of this format because it's just not what I want to do. And really what those kind of topics would lend themselves to would be like a podcast. And then I come back to like, well, I can't have a podcast about world topics and then have a YouTube video about like being a creator, or a YouTube channel about being a creator, and photography or videography or cameras or like whatever I want to talk about. And it's like, yeah, I can. I can do whatever the hell I want to. And you can too. But also, I know to make money, we have to like follow the rules a little bit. I'm an external processor, and I think I keep hoping that the more I talk, the more clear I will get with what I want to do or with where things are. And how far into this video am I? Well, 30 some minutes of raw footage, I think. Hold on. Yeah, 32 minutes of raw footage. And I've not arrived at any better of a place than I started, but I do feel like seeing people talk like this, seeing people say these things is really important. And I think that we don't enough put the messy middle on the internet. Like us as creators, we don't often enough show people where we F up, or show people where we are confused, or show people where things could be better, or things are bad, or things are good. Like, I just don't think we show enough of like behind the scenes of everything. And there's this, I've given this advice to people before, and I've followed this advice too in the past. And it's basically to kind of like let the algorithm decide where you go, right? So especially in the beginning, throw some spaghetti on the wall and see what sticks. And a lot of times the YouTube algorithm will kind of just, or any algorithm probably, but the YouTube one is the one I know the most about, will kind of just tell you what it wants you to talk about or what it wants you to do or like whatever. But also I am not willing at this point to do that. I just want to do the content that I want to do. And that's my plan on this channel moving forward, is to just do the content that I want to do. It will always be creator, entrepreneur focused, always, because that's what I do, right? Like it will always be content on this channel with the creator in mind, you know? And so maybe it's a video of like a vlog where I go do X, Y, and Z, whatever that might be. And I take you all along for the ride, but I'm very much so thinking about it from, okay, these are fellow creators that are following me and they want to see the behind the scenes of this process, you know? Or, I'm going to show you these resources that I use from a creator's perspective. So for me, it's very much so like, I'm going to create whatever the hell I want to create on this channel. Because I have the freedom to do that, because right now it doesn't matter what I create because the views are not great anyway. And, let's just lean into that, And what started off as a video that was going to talk about my second channel and kind of what I planned for this one, which it really is. I mean, it's kind of the same thing. I just really wanted to talk about the multi-passionate side and let you guys see a little peek inside my head. But that second channel to me is an outlet. If I want to create videos there, I will. If I don't, I don't, and that's okay. Going back to the thing of like, okay, what are my values? What are the big things that I know are on the list of like, I have to do these things to be happy? One of the big things that I want is a studio and a studio space and a rentable studio space in my local area and a place where I can like bring guests in and do podcast interviews. And I don't know. I really don't know, but I want a space, and I have the land to put a space. We bought it a few years ago. I just don't have the space yet because we haven't bit that bullet. And so it's like, okay, what does that look like? And how can I best create what I want to create here to fund that, number one, but number two, to, really make the most of that. And honestly, like just creating the things that I love sounds so cliche, like, oh, just do what you love. And I actually do think that's really shitty advice. Because most of us like also have bills, and doing what you love generally doesn't pay those. However, that's the stage I'm at this level of my like business, is that's all I can do right now is do what I love, and on this channel, that is going to be less videos that are like, 5 digital products to do X, or, whatever, and more of like, this is what I want to do in this moment, and this is what I'm gonna do. And I know that like the majority of people don't want to hear the deep recessed thoughts in the back of my brain. But maybe one day they do, or you do, or like whatever, and that turns into a podcast again that really doesn't have a point and just allows me to rant. I don't know, but I do know one thing, and that is that I love to create content and that I will do this forever. Literally, I couldn't even fathom not wanting to create content ever. I talk about that a lot with like my husband and my family. Like, I will be an old lady still creating content because I just love it. I really do. And what that looks like when I'm 80, I have no idea, but I will be doing it. I promise. And so it's like, I know that that's what I love, and I know that that's what y'all love too. I know that like the people watching this channel, you watching this channel, are a creator as well. Like, I know that. And so for me to say, okay, that's what I love, that's what you love, or that's at least what you want to do right now, let's do content that taps into that, and that like, whatever. And it's how long am I going to talk? I don't know, but I just keep thinking of other things. But I think I'm going to have to start. And if you're a dude, I'm sorry. This may be offensive. I don't really care. But I'm going to have to start having the audacity of a man. I really think that's what this comes down to. Because men just have the audacity. They have the audacity to think that people care. They have the audacity to just create whatever they want and know that an audience is going to find them. And that's the kind of audacity I need to find. I actually saw a girl on TikTok. I'll try and find her and link her in the comments. But she was like, she switched to a male therapist because she was struggling with some like self-doubt. And she was like, men have the audacity. Like, that's the kind of audacity I need. And I think a male therapist could help me get it. And I felt that in my bones. Like, I need the audacity to think that people will give a shit about anything I want to create content about. And I'm okay with that. I don't have to be the like people of the world who are like building this very strategic business, and they have all the funnels, and the only reason they're on YouTube is to create content to funnel into those things, I was that person, and I do not enjoy that anymore, like even in the slightest little bit. And I don't have to do that. I can just be a creator, and that's kind of the goal from here on out. So I know that was very, very rambly. My mic says I've been talking for 41 minutes. So, there we go. The edited version hopefully won't be that long, but it's going to be pretty long. So if you stuck around, I applaud you. But also, it's probably because you've also had these same feelings. Like, I know, so I watch it. I've been in this industry for a long damn time. So I have seen a lot of people who are doing the same thing I'm doing, whether on a small or large scale, and they're constantly like, oh, I want to do this, and then I want to do this, and they're trying to fit themselves in boxes they don't fit into, and that's it. I just think it's important for you to see that that's not always like what works, and that's not always the case, and I think that was kind of the point of this video. So I'm gonna link my second channel below. There are some videos there. I probably will put more, but also be ready for some really fun, exciting, cool videos here. And I would really appreciate it if you have made it this far, if you will make it a goal or a mission or something to watch a video from me when it comes across your channel or your feed, even if like the title is not something that like speaks to you, because I really, really want to just do more of the things that make me happy, that I know that other people need, but they may not know they need yet. And so if you see something like that from me, just give it a watch so I get more than 1,000 views on a video. Thanks. And honestly, I know that the last few videos where I have only gotten 1,000 views or less, have been because they're a little bit different than the things I was doing right before it, that were getting 3, 4, 18,000 views per video. And so it's just a matter of me like settling into what that looks like. I'd love to hear in the comments below if you also struggle with being multi-passionate with ADHD, with whatever you resonated with in this video. If you resonated with anything, and if you made it this far, hopefully you did. And also, if there's any videos you want to see from me, or anything you want to see from me that's not just like sitting here spitting facts at you or talking to you or talking at you, because that's not what I want to do anymore. Okay, I guess that's all. Bye.